Gentlemen and ladies, welcome to the third episode of the 9/11 Building 7 series here at the Fruitfully Honest podcast. I am your host, Robert Jones, with my co-host,
Jack Caroselli.
and we are here to rock your world.
Oh, yeah, we are.
Today, we will be talking about the 9/11 money trails as a part of our series, 9/11 Building 7. We're going to give you the Fruitfully Honest point of view, and so let's get started. The first thing I want to bring up is Larry Silverstein, the owner of the World Trade Centers.
Yeah, he's a big part in all of this, for sure. There's a lot of mystery around him and a lot of
Controversy.
Yeah, absolutely. That's
like
the word
the
I was
Prince
going
song,
for.
Controversy.
I don't know that song.
Well, it's a great song. You should listen to the whole album.
I might
Okay.
after we record this.
So here's what's really weird about Larry Silverstein. Larry Silverstein purchased insurance to cover terrorist attacks just groups before the attacks on the World Trade Center, or just not groups, just weeks before the attack on the World Trade Center.
Now, okay, so in theory that wouldn't be too weird, right?
No.
But when you look at what happened afterwards,
It's very weird
it's weird.
because it kind of seems like he knew that this was coming.
Right.
So what he did is, after the terrorist attacks, he went to the court and claimed that he should get double the money because two buildings were attacked, two of his buildings. But at the end of it, he did not get the settlement for both of the buildings. He was awarded $4.5 billion for the two Twin Towers, and he was awarded $861 million for Building 7. So with these kind of numbers, making billions of dollars off of this issue, it makes it seem like he had motives.
Well, you know what I read too is that wasn't even all the money he wanted. Like you said, there was probably about 60% of what he was going for.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, that's like he's wanting $8 or $9 billion.
Yes.
And that's kind of weird. Building 7, he made almost $1 billion off of that.
And he filed a $3.5 billion lawsuit against American Airlines because they were the airline in which the planes were taken and crashed into his buildings. So he sued them for $3.5 billion, but he lost that because the court said that, well, it wasn't their fault. They didn't know that it was coming, supposedly.
Which I can agree with.
Yes, I
like
can agree with
the
that,
pilots
too.
and everything. Okay, so one thing I always remember is that on a PBS program or whatever, it was about 9/11. I think it was in about 2004, and Larry Silverstein was on. Silverstein, not
Pulling.
Silverstein. Yeah, and he during an interview he talked about whatever they were talking about. There was an interview, and he said, and we decided to pull it. And we made that decision to pull it. And he's very vague in that whole little answer that he's giving. But the whole thing of pull it doesn't really make much sense to me. I don't know 100% what he was getting at.
And I wonder how he got around that when it came court time, around, I think it was 2007, when he was paid his insurance money back so that he could start rebuilding the buildings. So I wonder if that conversation of pulling the buildings came up.
Well, one thing I've heard too is Larry Silverstein, when he was talking about the attacks, he was saying, okay, this looks really bad. The biggest superpower in the world just got planes hijacked, and two of their biggest buildings were just flown into.
Yeah.
And now this building is here, and it's on fire. Maybe we should just take it down. I think that's what he was saying. But still, what makes me wonder there is what was in that building that made them even want to do that.
Yeah, and this is when we kind of get into the tenants. So, Jack, do you have any information on the tenants?
I do. A couple of the big ones for me, other than the biggest one, which I'll get to in a second, is on floors 9 and 10. There were U.S. Secret Service companies and a bank related to the Secret Service. I don't know exactly what they could have been doing in there, but that's definitely kind of big. For something like a terrorist attack, the Secret Service would have something to do with the investigation or, finding who did it, whatever they would do. So that's something there. On floor 25, you have the IRS,
Yes.
some Department of Defense people, and then CIA people. And Department of Defense, which kind of relates back to the Silverstein comment, how could we let this happen? This is the biggest superpower on Earth.
Yeah.
So maybe we should just
And
pull
yet,
it down.
and yet the Secret Service is right there in the
Right.
building. And let's keep in mind we're talking about the tenants for Building 7.
Right. These aren't the Twin Towers.
These
This
are
is
not the
Building
Twin
7.
Towers, but trust me, there are a lot of tenants in there that are related to
Oh,
these
yeah.
types of tenants.
So also, on floors 11 and 12, there were things called the Securities and Exchange Commission,
Yes.
which I didn't look into what exactly that is, but from the name, it seems like it's definitely got something to do with money and security. So those things combined is exactly what we're talking about here. There's
Yeah.
money mixed with that, and even one that that brought up something that could open up a whole new conversation for me is on floor 18. There was the Equal Employment Opportunities Commission,
Yes.
and to me that could open up a whole new conversation about like Flint, Michigan, and that type of stuff.
Yeah.
But
So Jack, what the big one that you're talking about?
the big one,
Is that Solomon Smith Barney?
yeah, Solomon Smith Barney, or the Solomon Brothers, or now known as Citigroup. They were bought out by like Travelers Company and then Citigroup. It pretty much occupied the whole building.
Yes.
Most of the floors, if not every floor, it was on there. And it is an investment company, and it's part of the Bulge Bracket Company, or what, Bulge Bracket Group, which is like a investment group comprised of only the biggest banks, and it's an investment
Billions of dollars.
right, an investment group for large corporations. We're
Large.
not talking
We're
small
talking
businesses.
We're talking Sally Mae. We're talking Walmart. We're talking Berkshire Hathaway. We're talking Microsoft, Apple.
JP
We're talking
Morgan.
J.P. Morgan Chase Bank. We're talking about big companies.
And I wonder what documents they could have had
Yes.
that could make someone want to pull this building down.
Because, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, you have all these government offices and these financial institutions. They probably had something that they were trying to hide. And this was just a way for them to cover up their mistake. Maybe it was the fact that they knew that there was going to be a terrorist attack, so they wanted to, I don't know, blow up the evidence or something. Or there was something maybe with the Federal Reserve, which is a very scary topic,
Yeah.
that they wanted to cover up, or something else. I don't know.
Yeah, it's
Anything.
really, it's kind of mind-boggling. There's so many different things with no real concrete one thing that could be in there.
Yeah, it's very scary. Very
So
scary.
basically, this Larry Silverstein guy, he was in contact on 9/11 with pretty much everyone.
Yes.
And he kind of gave the order to evacuate the area.
Yeah.
I think he talked to the mayor, who then talked to the New York Fire Department,
Yeah.
which brought it down. So I think, no, not that brought it down. That's not what I'm saying. That evacuated.
Yeah.
So basically, I think this is what I think. I don't know exactly what you think. I think the Twin Towers came down, and Larry Silverstein, knowing that he had this terrorist insurance, and knowing that this doesn't look good already,
Yeah.
even if it is a terrorist attack or if it's a government false flag operation, either way, he decided Building 7 can't be up anymore. It's already on fire. You're going to have to rebuild it. So he brought it down knowing, one, that he could get that terrorist insurance settlement, and two, something was in that building, and we don't know what it is. Something in the bowels of World Trade Center 7
Yeah.
was in there that Larry Silverstein didn't want out.
Yeah. It's very weird. So, Jack, do you think we're ready to wrap it up?
I think so today. I think this is a good one. Make sure to comment and let us know if there's anything we missed, because this one is sort of like a shorter topic.
Yeah.
But comment if you want. If you found any information you want to put light on it. If there's any topics you want us to discuss in the future, that's definitely something we want you to do.
Yep. In next episode, we will probably be talking about the government aspect of 9/11
And politics.
Politics, yeah, politics.
Because that's a
how
pretty
this shapes people's terms, how this shapes the economy, the stock market, how this shapes stuff like that.
Yeah, that's going to be a pretty meaty episode. We might even have to do 2 parts of that one.
Yeah, because that's
because that's a loaded topic for sure.
Yeah.
There's multiple aspects to that one.
There's terrorism. There's everything.
Yeah, it's for sure changed. This whole event has definitely changed Americans, and we want to look at how Building 7 could have done that too.
Yep. So, ladies and gentlemen, till next time.
We will see you later.
Okay.